Hello folks, this is Matthew Miller, the Mario TV. How you all doing? And yeah, longer lockdowns, 30 billion wage subsidies, and food rationing in the worst case scenario. Wow, wow. Before we actually do move on to it, so I'm going to see what this video got to say, see what this fella is saying.
Going really well today, as you can see behind me. Traffic flows are manageable. We've got through the morning peak with very little queue. I think at worst we're probably looking at a queue of around 300 metres, so about a 10 to 15 minute wait. In particular, yesterday was obviously a particularly busy day, being a weekend and everyone having to return home for level 3. So from 6 a.m. yesterday morning until about 2 a.m. when we finally managed to clear the backlogs, we'd processed around 23,000 vehicles for the southern borders, so T.M.K south. About 320 people were turned away.
320 people were turned away.
But putting it into context in terms of yesterday being a particularly busy day, I think the last level 3 lockdown, which went from Monday or midnight Sunday through till Wednesday, we had a little over 23,000 vehicles for the entire 3-day period. So as you can see, it's quite a huge number to be processed in a very short period of time. So generally speaking, the main reasons would be people leaving to go to the...
And there's people wearing a mask, breathing in their own CO2, and you're going to get lung infection by that. Because when you actually wear a mask and do know what you're actually breathing out, you end up breathing what you're breathing out.
A normal place of residence, or obviously if they're operating a business under the Schedule 3, or alternatively if they've got an approved exemption from the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment. I anticipate things to stay relatively similar to how we are at the moment. Obviously you'll have the evening peak with people who have come in this morning leaving, but we don't anticipate any huge sort of volumes of traffic. Generally speaking, everyone's been absolutely fantastic, obviously alluding to the events of yesterday with the huge volumes of people that were returning to T.M.K from their time away in Auckland. People, given the circumstances, have been very, very cooperative. Obviously you're always going to get people that are a bit annoyed, but just comes with the territory.
Of course they will be annoyed. Here you have it, people. Oh, there we go. Longer lockdowns, 30 billion 6-month wage subsidy rationing food, closing supermarkets and pharmacy, and forcing companies to start exporting goods overseas and work considered as a part of the government as worst case scenario COVID response stuff. Under Official Information Act revealed here for the first time. Wow! Wow! Food rationing closing supermarkets. That is beyond level 4 lockdown. That is way beyond that. On the 7th of April 2020, New Zealand reached a milestone with 54 new cases and 65 rediscoveries as number of recovered cases exceeded the number of cases for the first time since lockdown began. Prime Minister Ardern suggested that lockdowns was working. Yeah, undermine the economy. It does work. Just if you want to, yeah, lockdowns work because it undermines the economy. Well, if you want to destroy the economy, just bring the lockdowns. Yeah, just bring in lockdowns. Yes, just destroy the economy. And making sure people breathe in their own CO2. That's ways to stop the government. Well, just wear masks. Yeah, just wear masks. That will stop the people from breathing out their CO2 because they breathe it back in. And eventually making themselves sick or eventually killing themselves. Just... if you want to live, don't wear masks. If you want to breathe your own CO2 and make sure so it doesn't get in the atmosphere, you want to wear masks, but you're going to made sick even worse. Gosh. Oh, there's a call of the government paper plan on managed economy as it laid its worst case scenario. Well, let's look at the managed economy one. Let's go there. Oh, let's go start at the top. This is some Treasury report of all government paper on managed economy. Wow. The inside taking the worst case scenario, the paper seeks to identify in a way which government may need to take more direct role in the operation of the part of the economy in order to maintain supplies of essential goods to support the base level of the maintain for war. What? Really? Oh, gosh. Maintaining social coercion and show the support of the potential extreme restrictions of normal freedom and that are necessary to protect life. Oh, we had to restrict freedom to protect lives. Well, for my opinion, when you actually restrict people's freedoms, you're actually restricting life. So, you're actually restricting life. So, but she just wants us to tell us to give her that. Oh, it's for the common. It's for predicting the common good. uh, yeah, under COVID-19, level 3 and 4 normal market mechanisms are not sufficient to ensure the provision of essential goods and services for New Zealanders. A loss of passenger revenue, for example, makes air flights unaffordable for both exporter and importers, so conversely supporting the validity of flight routes restricting on the movements within New Zealand. Constructing of the North Axia. What part sounds like communism to me? Well, man, let's keep going down. Here, level 4, proving and submission. Of course, it's that in submission. It's to showing the economy. I mean, this is a more extreme form of lockdown, for example. No additional essential stronger restrictions on movements and delivery only for essential supply. So, stronger restrictions on movements. More like a level 5 lockdown or even level 6. Crying out loud, people. This is really turning what Ardern's got in plan. Wow. No wonder why she wants the money warning, so she can just plan something that she's gonna really undermine New Zealand's freedom. People, this is really serious stuff though. Rationing and price control. And the competitive market prices are adjusted to advance supply and demand and considers ability to purchase essential and other goods essential to determined by the price level and disposable income. Given the restriction on economy activity in New Zealand and internationally, the worst case scenario may be require the government to consider some compensation rationing and the price to control to ensure much as possible that everyone who has access to significant essential goods and services. Wow. So why she's closing supermarkets and pharmacies? Why is that? Can you only get access for it online? Or they want to tell you what food you can actually have? Here the price gouging here, because one time when oil prices was at a record low, But the petrol price still remains the same. It did went down a bit. But they would have lowered the petrol price because the oil prices were down before. Gosh, people, wow. Just reading through it slowly, just going through it slowly. So if you saw one of these, just hit the pause. Or you can just go to the, I'll have a link down there to the stuff news sources first so you can go and access and you can download it yourself. So it's more like control, people. It is more like control. So I think this is all I gotta do for now. So let's just move on. They say, don't complacent, just start scanning. Just so the government can know where you are. People, this is the COVID-19 response. Please use the contact tracer net so we can track your location. This is the COVID-19 response. Please keep using the contact tracer app so we can ensure we can track your movements so we know where you are. Yes. And this is the COVID-19 response. Wear face masks when you come, hopefully social distance, and be sure you keep breathing your own CO2 so CO2 doesn't get into the atmosphere. So it reduces the impact on climate change. Oh God. I like making fun of those people. Oh well, or the worst case scenario, yet. Disrupt of supply chains and essential business will not have enough goods to survive yet. Just like what Stalin had done. Pretty much, they might take away your food that you actually have. Oh, yeah, it's just, there it is, people. Look at that. First all fair, level 4 appearance definition. Well, we just need a level 5 and level 6. That's probably even better. Previous submission signs that could require the use of more extreme form of lockdown, for example, narrow addition of essential and strong restrictions on movements and deliveries only permitted for essential supplies. So you won't be able to travel unless you have a permit to do so. That's what's probably going on. So people, this is really serious stuff there, people. Well, there guys required to consider starving conversation on rationing and price control, yet rationing food. Another form of rationing, that more extreme form of lockdown, shut supermarkets and forcing some form of delivery to be set up to prevent price gouging. Oh, you just want to shut down supermarkets just to prevent price gouging. Well, when people want to sell food, people, they're going to be putting their prices out anyway. Gosh. Getting people to work here to do what they don't want. They force people to do what they don't want them to do. It's more like conversion, people. Yeah, banning exports, people, means you can't export to other, means you can't export items to other countries. Whoa. Oh, the 1 year lockdown. Whoa. Whoa. There's a form scenario, like an overreaction, however, because the publicity for an April reminder is just how frightening the future could look in the first couple of years of lockdown. Well, it did undermine the economy. So let's go to the budget one. Yeah, the wage subsidy ones. Oh, there it is, right there. All four scenarios film will be operating in an environment of weak domestic demand and global recessions, which translate to a much lower economic activity. Forecasting will ensure that under alert level 2 economy operates at the level of 10 to 15% below normal. At the alert level 3, approximately 25% below normal. And at level 4, approximately 40% below normal. And those notes are the estimate of the subject of concern uncertainty. Wow, wow. Short lockdown level 4, 1 month to the end of April 20th. Like me lockdown 3 months, even short lockdown, even I was starting to feel the effects of it though. Me lockdown, that's going to be pretty worse. Long lockdown, oh gosh, that's even worse, people. Well, if the government's planning to do one of those, nah, we're not consenting. That's going to have a worse effect, people. Oh, they say it'll go, yeah, unemployment will expect to be between 8 and 20%. Oh, it's going to probably go even higher. Because if you're going to stop people from moving, don't expect the economy to keep going well. Because it won't. It'll be like worse than the Great Depression. Probably even worse. Yeah, worse off the Great Depression. Probably even be worse than that. Because if you're going to restrict on people's movements, yeah, it's just going to be an absolute involved for cycling between level 3 and 4 for 18 months. Gosh! Yeah, this is really dangerous, people. Nah, we're not consenting to this. Well, man, this is going to be the look like, people. This is look like it's going to be the worst thing. What this is actually from staff, people. For what the government is really planning. Oh gosh, this is going to be worse. And let's go there. And they say COVID-19 coronavirus closing time while some Aucklanders restaurants won't survive our fourth lockdown. And they know they want me to spend a lot of, about 100, like $1.50 on per week on crap articles, people. Gosh. No, thank you, because you point out, like, because you're promoting the propaganda, you're promoting the propaganda, the government propaganda, to push the communism, people. This is so diabolical what she's planning. I don't trust the Ardern, and I don't think you should trust her either. And people, I think this is all I got to say for now. If you really want to read through those 3 documents, do so. Feel free to do so, please. I'll have a link down there below so you can have access to it as well. So, people, I think this is all I got to say for now. This is Matthew Miller, the Mineral Kiwi, signing off, over, and out.